SMS Seydlitz was one of the most famous and resilient battlecruisers ever built by the Imperial German Navy, a warship whose entire career embodied the evolution of naval technology and the brutal lessons of early 20th century naval warfare. Conceived as an improvement over the Moltke-class ships, she was laid down in early 1911 at the Blohm & Voss shipyard in Hamburg and launched in March 1912. Even before completion, she was regarded as a symbolic leap forward in German naval engineering. Her hull was longer and more refined, designed to reduce spray and improve performance in rough seas, and her forecastle was extended to make the ship drier at high speed. This gave her superior seakeeping compared both to her predecessors and to several contemporary British battlecruisers. Her armor scheme was among the best of any ship in her class, using the characteristic German philosophy of sacrificing some gun caliber for better protection. Her 28-centimeter guns were slightly smaller than the 12 and 13.5-inch guns mounted on British counterparts, but Seydlitz compensated with an excellent rate of fire, high muzzle velocity, and robust turret protection. Internally, her subdivision was exceptionally sophisticated. A dense network of bulkheads and compartments increased her survivability and allowed her to absorb punishment that would have destroyed many ships of similar displacement. Her propulsion system, driven by powerful Parsons turbines, gave her a designed top speed of roughly 26.5 knots and impressive acceleration, with coal and oil-fired boilers that were arranged to maximize both power and redundancy. When she entered service in 1913, she immediately became the flagship of Admiral Franz von Hipper, commander of the German battlecruiser squadron. Under his leadership, Seydlitz participated in the early commerce raiding and coastal bombardment operations intended to draw out portions of the British Grand Fleet. During the raids on Yarmouth and later Scarborough, Whitby, and Hartlepool in late 1914, Seydlitz demonstrated her speed, accuracy, and operational reliability. The Hartlepool operation, in particular, put her under fire from British shore batteries, an unusual circumstance for a capital ship, but she performed effectively and without major damage. Her first truly severe combat test came at the Battle of Dogger Bank in January 1915. During the action, a British shell penetrated her armor near the aft turrets and ignited loose propellant charges. The resulting flash fire engulfed the working chambers of turrets C and D, killing around 160 crewmen in seconds. Disaster on the scale of the loss of HMS Queen Mary or HMS Invincible was prevented only by the instant flooding of the magazines, a decision that deliberately risked sinking the ship to avoid a catastrophic explosion. Although dreadfully damaged, Seydlitz managed to return to port under her own power, a testament to her crew's discipline and the ship's structural resilience. This incident fundamentally changed German naval procedures. After Dogger Bank, all capital ships revised their ammunition handling, added improved flash-proof doors, and drastically reduced the amount of exposed propellant in turrets and hoists. These measures likely saved multiple German ships in later battles. In May-June 1916, Seydlitz entered the largest naval battle of the First World War, the Battle of Jutland, where she played a central and dramatic role. She exchanged fire with British battlecruisers at long ranges, scoring devastating hits on HMS Queen Mary, contributing to its catastrophic explosion. But Seydlitz paid dearly. She was struck by more than 20 heavy shells, one of which caused massive flooding, and she was torpedoed on her starboard side. Her forward compartments filled with water so extensively that the ship's forward freeboard dropped to almost nothing. Eyewitnesses later described her as plowing through the sea like a submarine. Her forward magazines were flooded, multiple turrets were knocked out of action, and part of her upper structure was shredded, yet her engines and steering systems remained functional. In one of the most extraordinary returns in naval history, Seydlitz limped back toward Germany partly in reverse, moving stern first at several points to prevent the sea from pouring over her ruined bow.
Barely afloat, she still reached Wilhelmshaven, where repair crews later remarked that almost no other battlecruiser in the world could have survived such damage. After extensive repairs, she returned to service, though German naval strategy shifted increasingly towards submarine warfare, leaving the surface fleet with little opportunity for major operations. By late 1918, with the war lost and the high seas fleet ordered to be interned, Seydlitz was sent to Scapa Flow, where she lay at anchor among dozens of other German capital ships. On 21 June 1919, following secret orders transmitted by Admiral Ludwig von Reuter, her crew opened the seacocks and scuttled the ship to ensure she would not fall into Allied hands. Seydlitz sank slowly and defiantly, her final act marking the end of the German Imperial Navy's great ambitions. In 1928, her wreck was raised after a complex salvage operation. By that time, she was obsolete, and there was no interest in preserving her. She was scrapped in 1930, yet her legacy endured. Historians often describe SMS Seydlitz as the quintessential example of German naval engineering of the era, incredibly tough, intelligently designed, and capable of absorbing punishment far beyond what her designers had expected. Her survival at Dogger Bank and Jutland became legendary, and she stands today as one of the most iconic, durable, and battle-hardened warships of the First World War.